How often do you pause to think about the words you use daily and how they might be shaping your experiences? Can you recall a time when someone's words deeply impacted your life, either positively or negatively? What would happen if you applied that power to your own life? What if the words you speak every day could be the key to unlocking your greatest potential? The hidden power of words. Words have power, an unimaginable, transformative power that shapes your thoughts, actions, and reality. Yet most of us go through life completely unaware of how our language influences our lives. From a young age, we are bombarded with phrases and expressions that mold our mindset and perception of the world. Money doesn't grow on trees. Don't get your hopes up. Be realistic. And countless other phrases become ingrained in our subconscious, dictating how we view success, relationships, and our own potential. Think about it. How often have you caught yourself saying something like, "I'll never be able to do that," or "I'm just not lucky"? These aren't just words, they are affirmations that program your mind to accept mediocrity and failure. The more you repeat them, the stronger their hold on you becomes, shaping your reality to match those beliefs. You are quite literally casting spells on yourself, spells of limitation and doubt. Consider the profound impact of labeling yourself negatively. "I'm not good with numbers," "I'm terrible at public speaking," or "I always mess up relationships." Each time you utter these words, your brain absorbs them as commands and actively works to prove them true. Your subconscious doesn't filter out sarcasm or jokes. It simply takes your statements at face value and reinforces them. Over time, these words become your identity, weaving a narrative that traps you in cycles of fear and failure. But you can break free from this verbal prison. It starts with awareness, recognizing the words you use and understanding how they shape your mindset. It's not about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about consciously choosing empowering language that opens up possibilities instead of shutting them down. When you say, "I am learning to manage my finances," rather than "I'm terrible with money," you're giving your mind permission to grow and improve. Your words shape your world, whether you realize it or not. To change your life, you must change your language. Choose words that empower you, that build you up rather than tear you down. Speak of possibility, growth, and success, even when you feel uncertain. The simple act of choosing positive, intentional language is the first step toward transforming your reality. How many times today did you talk to yourself negatively, and what impact did it have on your mood or actions? What would your life look like if you stopped believing the negative thoughts that pop up in your mind? How would your goals shift if you replaced self-doubt with self-empowerment? Can you challenge your inner critic to work in your favor rather than hold you back? Words that built legends. Throughout history, legendary figures have understood the profound influence of language. They didn't just dream big, they spoke their dreams into existence. Take Muhammad Ali, for example. Long before he became the heavyweight champion of the world, he famously declared, "I am the greatest." To some, it seemed like pure arrogance, but to Ali, it was a statement of truth, a verbal commitment to his destiny. By constantly affirming his greatness, he conditioned his mind to believe it. That belief drove him to train relentlessly and fight with unyielding confidence. His words shaped his reality. Steve Jobs, another iconic figure, spoke with unwavering certainty about the potential of Apple products. He didn't merely describe them as good or innovative. He insisted they would change the world. His language wasn't just visionary, it was revolutionary. It rallied his team and inspired millions of users to believe in the brand's transformative power. Jobs knew that words shape perceptions, and by framing his vision with bold, ambitious language, he made it a reality. Then there's Oprah Winfrey, a woman who rose from unimaginable hardship to become one of the most influential media moguls of all time. She repeatedly affirmed her purpose and destiny, using words to manifest opportunities and inspire audiences. Oprah didn't just tell stories, she spoke transformation into existence. Her words weren't just reflections of her experiences, but declarations of what she intended to become. These legends didn't just leave their mark on history because of talent or luck. They mastered the art of verbal manifestation, using powerful, positive language to shape their identities and their futures. They spoke greatness before they achieved it, aligning their actions with their affirmations. Their stories serve as living proof that words are not mere sounds. They are the seeds of reality. Have you ever tried repeating affirmations? And if so, did you notice any changes in your thoughts or behavior afterward? How much power do you think words really have in shaping your mindset and emotions? Can affirmations be the secret weapon to unlock a more positive and empowered version of yourself? If you could speak directly to your future successful self, what would you say to reinforce the path to greatness? The frequency of your words. Words are more than just sounds. They are frequencies that vibrate at specific energy levels. Every time you speak, you send vibrations into the world that interact with your subconscious mind. This is why certain phrases make you feel powerful, while others make you feel weak or discouraged. Imagine telling yourself daily, "I am strong, capable, and resilient." Your brain receives that message, and over time, it rewires itself to reflect that strength. You walk taller, think clearer, and face challenges head on. But if you constantly say, "I'm so stupid," or "I always mess up," you program your brain to expect failure. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between truth and sarcasm. It simply acts on the input it receives. The frequency of negative language lowers your energy, making you feel defeated before you even try. This is why affirmations are so powerful. They aren't just feel-good phrases, they are deliberate reprogramming tools. When you say, "I am worthy of success," or "I attract abundance," you are not merely stating a wish. You are actively shifting your frequency to align with the reality you desire. Over time, your brain learns to operate from a place of confidence and self-worth rather than insecurity and doubt. The way you speak to yourself directly impacts your energy, mood, and outlook on life. It's not about pretending challenges don't exist, but choosing to address them with language that empowers rather than diminishes. Start paying attention to your everyday phrases and practice replacing negative statements with positive, constructive ones. You'll notice not only a shift in your mindset, but also a transformation in how the world responds to you. How do your words shape the actions you take? or more importantly, the actions you avoid. What's the difference between speaking positively about something and actually living it out? How can your words create a new reality if you back them up with consistent action? If words alone can't lead to change, how can you combine powerful language with small, intentional actions to create the life you want? The subtle traps of negative language. Some of the most damaging words are subtle, so subtle that they go unnoticed. These are phrases you use without thinking, like, "I'm trying to be better," or "I hope things work out." They seem harmless, but they plant seeds of uncertainty. The word trying implies effort without achievement, while hope implies lack of certainty. When you catch yourself using such phrases, pause and reframe. Instead of saying, "I'm trying to get fit," say, "I am becoming fit." Instead of, "I hope I succeed," declare, "I am committed to succeeding." The subtle difference shifts your mindset from doubt to determination. Negative language often masquerades as harmless conversation. Saying things like, "I just can't catch a break," or "nothing ever works out for me," isn't venting. It's casting a negative spell on your life. The more you say it, the more your subconscious works to validate that reality. Break the cycle by deliberately choosing words that promote growth and possibility. What would happen if you started using language that reflects the person you want to become, not just the person you are today? How can the way you describe yourself limit your growth or unlock new possibilities? Have you ever thought about how a single shift in your language could change your entire self-perception and trajectory? What are the words you most often use when talking about yourself? And what do they say about how you view your potential? The language of self-transformation. Self-transformation begins with a change in language. When you decide to improve any aspect of your life, whether it's your career, health, relationships, or mindset, the first step is to change how you talk about it. Language is the bridge between your current state and the reality you wish to create. When you say, "I am working on improving my health," rather than "I'm too unhealthy to change," you are creating a path for success. Your words set the tone for the choices and actions that follow. The language you use to describe yourself is a reflection of your identity. If you call yourself a procrastinator, a failure, or an anxious person, your mind will reinforce these labels. But when you switch your self-talk to, "I am becoming more organized every day," or "I am learning to manage stress," you are giving yourself permission to evolve. Every positive declaration you make is an affirmation of your potential. There's power in speaking to yourself with love, kindness, and encouragement. Just as you wouldn't speak negatively to a loved one or a child, don't speak negatively to yourself. Instead of saying, "I'll never be able to do that," try saying, "I am capable of learning and growing." The difference is subtle, but the shift in energy is immense. Transforming your life starts with transforming your language. Use words that reflect your desired future, not your current circumstances. By choosing language that is aligned with who you want to become, you activate the power of transformation within yourself. Have you ever noticed how a single positive comment can completely brighten someone's day? What if your words held that kind of power all the time? How often do you think about how your words affect those around you, especially when you're speaking casually? Can a small change in the way you communicate with others have a profound impact on your relationships? How much of the world you experience is shaped by the words others use with you? And how much is created by what you say to them? The ripple effect of words. Words don't just impact the speaker, they also influence everyone who hears them. The language you use in conversations with others creates a ripple effect that can inspire, motivate, or even discourage. Imagine speaking to a friend who is going through a tough time. If you say, "You've got this, I believe in you," you're offering more than just comfort. You're reinforcing their own belief in their ability to overcome challenges. Your words are creating a shift in their mindset. On the other hand, if you use words like, "I told you so," or "you'll never make it," you can unintentionally deepen someone's self-doubt and reinforce their fears. The words you speak to others can either build them up or tear them down. This ripple effect extends beyond personal interactions. On social media, in the workplace, or even in public spaces, your words influence the collective consciousness. Positive, uplifting language can create communities of support and encouragement. Negative, critical language can breed division and discord. It's important to recognize that every time you speak, you are contributing to the energy of the space around you. By choosing words that inspire others, you help create an environment where everyone can thrive. Speak to others as if they are already the person they are working to become, because your belief in them can spark their belief in themselves. What would happen if you chose to speak only words that align with your dreams, goals, and values? Are you aware of the unconscious language habits you might have that could be sabotaging your efforts? How might your life change if you practiced speaking with intention and purpose every day? How can you start being more mindful of the words you choose, knowing that they hold the power to shape your future? Mastering the art of intentional language. Mastering the art of intentional language requires mindfulness. It's about understanding that every word you speak is a choice. The more intentional you are with your words, the more control you have over your mindset, actions, and results. The practice of speaking with intention begins with awareness, becoming conscious of your everyday language and noticing how it impacts your thoughts and emotions. Start by paying attention to your inner dialogue. Are you kind to yourself, or do you criticize and belittle yourself? Are your thoughts empowering, or do they reinforce doubt? Your inner language sets the tone for your external reality. The more positive, affirming, and intentional your inner language becomes, the more aligned your external actions will be with your goals. Intentional language isn't just about speaking positively, it's about speaking with purpose. Instead of reacting to life passively, you begin to shape it consciously. Use words that reflect the reality you want to create. If you're working towards a goal, declare it. Say, "I am on the path to success," "I am creating the life I desire," or "I am open to new opportunities." These affirmations keep you focused on the bigger picture and create a positive, proactive mindset. Being intentional with your language also means being mindful of how you communicate with others. Choose words that foster connection, support, and understanding. Instead of criticizing, offer constructive feedback. Instead of complaining, express gratitude. By using language that serves both yourself and others, you build stronger, more supportive relationships that foster growth and success. Mastering intentional language is a lifelong practice. It's not about perfection, but progress. As you refine your language, you refine your life. You create a reality where your words align with your dreams, and every conversation becomes an opportunity to manifest the life you desire. How would your life change if you truly believed that your words could create the reality you desire? What would it take for you to consciously begin speaking the life you want into existence? Are you ready to step into your full power by taking control of the words you speak? What will be the first step you take today to start embracing the magic of your words and creating the life you've always dreamed of? Embracing the magic of your words. The magic of language is undeniable. Words have the power to shape your reality, influence your relationships, and create the life you envision. By choosing words that uplift, empower, and inspire, you harness the full potential of this extraordinary tool. As you become more intentional with your language, you'll notice a profound shift in your mindset, energy, and the world around you. Remember, every time you speak, you are casting a spell on yourself and those around you. Choose wisely, choose powerfully, and most importantly, choose words that create the life you deserve.